Hey everybody, I'm Jer. Welcome back to Stock Voyager YouTube. Okay, so today AACG shot up, it looks like 114%. So we are going to take a look at this stock. We're going to break it down and do some DD. Let's do it. All right, let me open this up here. Okay, so I went to Edgar, went to ATA, AACG stock. The company's ATA. Okay, so I didn't find any filings. I didn't find a filing for reverse stock split, for any kind of news. I did a news search, didn't find any really news. There was news for the first, which we'll cover. I think it was the first, 31st, which we will cover. But other than that, there wasn't anything. However, I did go all the way back to whenever they did their initial offering, their initial public offering, and they went public on the stock market and listed shares in the stock market. And I found this. We do not have any direct ownership interest or direct shareholder rights in ATA Online, and as a result, we do not have direct control or direct oversight over ATA Online. For a description of these contractual agreements, see our corporate structure and related party transactions. If the Chinese government determines that the contractual agreement structure through which we operate our online test preparation business does not comply with Chinese laws and regulations, we could be subject to penalties and may not be able to continue that business. Moreover, any conflicts between us and the shareholders of ATA Online or any failure of ATA Online or its shareholders to perform the obligations under our contractual agreements with them may materially and adversely affect our online test preparation business financial condition. Okay, so they are basically it's another one of those Chinese companies that has a shell company in, let's look, Command F, Cayman, Cayman Islands. So understand that. They are a holding company, which is a shell company that is actually in the Cayman Islands that has, whenever you buy securities in this company, you're not buying a piece of ATA. So if you're fine with that, great, we'll continue. If not, and you're already in, you should probably be considering the risk in this. Now, they have been listed since 2008. This was filed in 2008. So, and there has not been any issues so far. But understand that recently there has been a lot of crackdown with Chinese companies and with their listings in the US, and crackdowns coming from both China and the US. So, there's risk there. Just understand that. If that's okay with you, we will continue. Um, we're going to go and we will look at the About Us. So they are a company that does test evaluation services, and they provide services for test preparation. So basically, kind of an educational company, as best as I understand it. They have test stations and prep stations for where they offer services to people to get prepped for test. Okay. The news that I found was from the 31st, so about 5 days ago. They recently, National Online ATA and Global Association of Risk Professionals have successfully completed FRM, Financial Risk Manager, hereinafter referred to as FRM in 2021, examines in mainland China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and other cities throughout the year in 2021. The FRM exam adopts computerized exam model for the first time. So they're basically going from a paper, from what I understand, a paper test model to an online computerized exam model. Great, cool. Now then, again, realize you're not investing in this company. You're investing in basically a name that kind of represents that company, but doesn't have ties to that company officially. Just contracts to basically have shares, but those shares don't. It's really complicated, and this is with a lot of Chinese companies, and that's why you've seen a lot of drop-offs in Chinese companies because of this, because they are just shell companies listed through Cayman Islands. There's a mess to it, and so you have to understand that if you're in it, you should probably, and then I'm not a financial advisor, but I would not be in it long term. I would not be in it as an investment. But you could be in it to trade, and that's fine. Do your thing. Just understand there's risk if you get just stuck in it. Okay. Now looking at financials. ATA, AACG, they did 190 in revenue. They are currently with the 80 million market cap trading at 0.42 times revenue. That sounds great, like there could be increase, whatever, like they should be able to trade multiples of that. However, this last year they lost $90 million. They didn't make any profit. So they are not profitable, and they're trading at 0.42 times revenue. So about a half year's worth of revenue, which would be about 95 million. So they're trading as if they were to do 90, well, a half a year's revenue, and that would be their worth. So understand that. If you understand all of these things and you're okay with it, then you look at the technicals for the stock. They were at, the last time they were above $2, it looks like it was November. I'm not for sure why they went down, but they gradually decreased all the way down to one something. Looks like 106, 104, 107, 119, and then up to 255, which puts them at about what they were trading at prior to November and all the way through. So they traded in between 220-ish and 285, and it dropped off from 285 September down to the 230-ish, and they stayed in there until that October time frame, until the end of October there, the beginning, middle-ish of November, and then they fell off. Okay, they have spiked up before, but they generally, it looks like it takes them about 333 to 413 was one day, and then the next day 322, and then 308, then kind of 330, 316, and then kind of down from there. Okay, same thing, 298 to 283 in one day, the next day down to 310, and then 328, and then 319, and then work back up to that 413. So if you're looking at this, you kind of know that there's a chance they could come up off of this. I would say most likely not, but there might be news that could pump them up higher. News that we don't know about. So you have to kind of take that in consideration. This is what their max looks like, kind of falling off down here, up, and then kind of gradually down. Spike, which they spiked here to 413 on July, and then kind of fell off. So it looks kind of like a downward trend. They may be able to break it and kind of come up off it. Maybe this is the break. Looking at 5 year. So that spike was all in one day, it looks like. 630. What were they at? 131 all the way up to 633. Is it possible they could do that in 2 days? Possibly. 408. Again, another just 1 day spike, and then they're down. 273. Is that 2 days? 273. Ooh, 273 to 310. Spike up to 413, and then down. So that's just kind of looking at that chart. You can do with what you will. I'm not going to get in. I will watch it, and I'll be watching for news. I've added it to my watch list. I may do another video or two on it. If I decide to get in, I definitely will do a video on it. But I'm kind of just waiting to see if there ends up being news or if this was just a pump and dump kind of done thing. Could be anything, and we'll see. Some of this is going to be FOMO, of course. this pop-up is going to be FOMO. What are they doing after hours? Let me go look. So right now, let's do after hours. They're down to 235. They lost about 8%. Okay, so yeah, do with this information what you will. I just wanted to share what I found. And yeah, make good decisions, make smart decisions. Please make smart decisions. Let me go back on here. Let me look. Okay, so yeah, that is what I found on AACG. They are another one of those Chinese shell companies, so that's a risk factor. There's no real news, like they're going on, like they're doing electronic testing now instead of paper testing, which is I don't think is going to be should be anything huge. Their float is 31 million shares outstanding. So they're not tremendously low float, but it's better than being like 100 million shares or something like that. I don't see anything for an offering, but that doesn't mean an offering won't happen. Anything can happen with offerings. So keep all that in mind. I would wait if I was going to get in. I would wait and find until it finds kind of a support or good level to get in at. I would not be getting in at this rate. But again, that's just my opinion. Not your financial advisor. I can't press buy for you and I can't press sell. That's up to you. Okay. I love you guys. That is all I have. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe and I will see you all very soon. Okay. Bye.